Hi, folks. Hope you are okay. Love to everybody out there. I've not been well today. I've got a bit of a flu. I keep coughing, so it's better not to see me. I don't look the best, but I was excited today. I got my the biography I'd written on Charlie Kirk. I've got again. I got it published, and uh, I'm so thrilled. You can see pictures of it on the YouTube post. And so I wanted to talk about a few issues and also to launch again the book that Amazon banned, and it's now available. My biography of Charlie Kirk is available now on Lulu Publishing, which we'll have a look at later. So I'd like to talk about a few issues. So yeah, so just give me a minute. Excuse me. So first of all, as you all know, there's been a terrorist attack in Sydney, and just like to show a couple of news posts that have gone on concerning the attack. Quite a number, about 16 people have died, and so we'll just see a little bit here.
Progressed at pace overnight with that investigation, and as a result of investigations undertaken, I can say that we are not looking for a further offender. We are satisfied that there were 2 offenders involved in yesterday's incident. One is deceased. The second is in critical but stable condition in hospital.
Hi, Lucas. God bless you.
The offenders are a 50-year-old and 24-year-old male who are father and son. The 50-year-old is deceased. The 24-year-old is currently in hospital at the moment. As part of the investigation, we conducted 2 search warrants last night, one at Bondi Rig and a second at Campsie.
So, as you can see, the attack was on the beach in Australia, and it was by a couple of Muslims who are following kind of Islamicist ideology. And so I want to just share with you a little bit. People will say, oh, this is extremism. But I just want to show you some facts, some basic facts to prove that this attack is not about extremism. It's more rooted, it's deeper than that. So let's just look at jihad in the Quran. In Surah 9:29, it says, "For those who believe not in Allah nor the last day, nor hold that forbidden which has been forbidden by Allah and his messenger, nor acknowledge the religion of truth, even if they are the people of the book, until they pay the jizya with willing submission and feel them subdued." So you don't attack them if they submit to Islam and pay the jizya, which is a tax. So if you don't believe in Islam, if you pay the tax, you can survive in their land. If you don't pay the tax, then they'll kill you. So an explanation of Surah 9:29 by Tafsir Ibn Kathir. This is one of their great scholars. Until there is no more fitna, meaning shirk. This is the opinion of Ibn Abbas and a whole list of scholars there, ancient scholars. Allah's statement and the religion and all and every kind of worship is for Allah alone means so that the religion of Allah becomes dominant among all other religions. It is reported in the two seers of Abu Musa al-Sirah said the Prophet was asked, O Messenger, a man fights out of bravery, another fights to show off. Which of them fights in the cause of Allah? The Prophet said, he who fights so that the word is superior, then fight in Allah's cause. In addition, it is reported in the two sires. So there is scholarly information of their own classical scholars that Surah 9:29 is about fighting for the word, physical fighting for the word. It's not just about defense. Surah 2:190, fight in the way of Allah those who fight you, but do not transgress. Indeed, Allah does not like transgressors. Surah 22:39-40, permission to fight has been given to those who are being fought because they were wronged, and indeed Allah is competent to give them victory. And so some will say, oh, it's defensive, but there's just this doctrine of 100 verses in the Quran that say that you can fight. Some of them are self-defense, but not all of those verses are self-defense. So now you've got the rightly guided caliphs. What do they say? Khalid ibn Walid. The following letter was written by Khalid from his headquarters in Babylon to the Persian monarch before invading it. Submit to Allah and be safe, or agree to the payment of the jizya, and your people will be under our protection. Else you have only yourself to blame for the consequences, for I bring the men who desire death as ardently as you desire life. So there is, you submit to us or we'll kill you, basically. Umar ibn al-Khattab, summon the people to God. Those who respond to your call, accept it from them, but those who refuse must pay the poll tax of humiliation and lowliness. If they refuse this, it is the sword without leniency. Fear God with regard to what you have been entrusted. So if you don't pay the jizya, you don't pay the tax, you get killed. So this is in a scholar called Tabari quoting Abu Bakr. As Korah and his people should convert to Islam, and then you'll be safe. If you don't, you should know that I have come to you with an army of men that love death as you lie. So you got all the role. You got the role of the caliphs there. You got the great and lesser jihad. You got all the scholars there. You got peace versus war. All the scholarship there about peace treaties, jihad as an obligation, scholars again, cutting down trees during jihad, and it gives you prisoners of war, raping female prisoners of war. These are all the information in the Quran and the Hadith. Female participation in jihad, suicide bombing, verses that can confirm that, fear and terror. All right, you can get all that information on Wiki Islam. Okay. So the Bondi attacks on the beach goes systemic in Islamic teaching about jihad. So because the Ummah or the community of Islam see themselves as one, if you attack them, if they're fighting, say, in one country, those in another country will want to be part of that. So with there being a war in Gaza, many Muslims around the world will want to feel solidarity for that and will be happy to attack Jews anywhere around the world. And the issue here is the doctrine of jihad needs to be challenged in Islam. Also, Western countries need to think through the mass immigration, because they're bringing in tens of thousands of people who have a kind of a war mentality against the West. And when I mean war, I mean proper war. And those guys that were shooting in the Bondi Beach, that goes beyond terrorism. That wasn't just terrorism. That was even worse than terrorism. That was an act of war against Australia. And the authorities don't even realize it. The authorities just say, oh, they're extremists. That was more than extremism. That was an act of war. And they should find out what groups they are part of, and those groups should be dealt with. So this is much, much deeper than saying, oh, it's extremists. You're brushing under the carpet Islamic teaching, for one. You're brushing under the carpet the issue with the Gaza war situation with Israel. And you're minimizing the risk and the danger that Jewish people are in around the world. And until you take these things seriously, you're going to see these things happen continually around the West, which we have done for the last 20 years. We've had the 7 bombing. We had the 7th of October terrorist attack. We've had just recently the Manchester attack a couple of months ago. We've had people driving vans and killing people in Germany and France. This has continued. We had a massive attack not so long ago of people taking machine guns the last couple of years into France, into Paris, shooting people. We had the Manchester Arena bombing. You know, when will the authorities wake up? They won't wake up because they are far left, and they have made an agreement with the Islamicists. They've made a pact with the Islamicists. The Muslim Brotherhood has embedded itself in European society. It's embedded itself into British society. It has a number of people working for the universities. It has a number of people working for the press. And they're the ones that are pushing this Islamophobia rhetoric. And they're successful at it. So to insulate and isolate people from criticizing Islam. So there's a systemic failure in our authorities to deal with the Islamification of the West and the implications that brings in terms of geopolitics, the assassination of many Jewish people, which we witnessed the other day in Australia. If you think I'm exaggerating this, it's widely known that there are literally tens of thousands of Muslims that are on the terrorist watch list for counterterrorism. The counterterrorism squads have tens of thousands. We're not talking hundreds, but we're talking tens of thousands, 40,000, up to 38,000. It's even more than that. It's way more than that. Of people who they are monitoring, who they know have this kind of rhetoric, this jihad rhetoric, and are a danger to the public. And yet, when it comes to the prevent strategy, that is part of counterterrorism, where if they think someone's extremist, they have to go to the prevent studies, where they'll have their brain reorientated to be more moderate. Out of those tens of thousands, it's only like a small percentage, a few percentage of people actually get referred to the prevent monitoring scheme. And so the reason why they don't tackle the Islamic extremists who they are watching, who they know are danger, and we're talking tens of thousands, is because the counterterrorism squad don't want to be recognized as racist. But the reality is that allows people to be killed because the jihadists are not being monitored as they should. And that's why many people from Saudi Arabia and Qatar and people like that from those countries, when they come to UK, they're shocked because these organizations, these Islamicist organizations like Muslim Brotherhood, they are banned in Islamic countries because they're known as danger to even Islamic countries. And yet we allow them to embed themselves into our culture. And when I mean embed, I mean we have Islamic extremists and their propagandism as professors in the main universities as academics who are teaching students this kind of rhetoric. Even today, we have many radical mosques and many radical imams that are not being monitored, that are allowed to spew out the jihadism without being prosecuted, without being dealt with. And I'm not being an extremist there. That is counterterrorism. I've said that multiple times over the years, but because of political correctness, because of wokeism, because of neo colonial rhetoric that is always attacking the history of the West, and always attacking the culture of the West. These things come under the radar and put people at risk. To prove my point, to give you cast iron proof of what I'm saying is correct, is in Sydney, there was, over the last couple of years, multiple warnings that this attack would happen. A synagogue was burnt down. A Jewish restaurant was burnt down. Political pundits in Australia kept saying, this is dangerous, this is dangerous. There were marches by the Islamicists who were saying, gas the Jews, and political pundits and free speech advocates were concerned about, this is pretty dangerous rhetoric. We need to, yeah, we're into free speech, but this has gone beyond free speech. They warned that this danger would come. Even Mossad warned the Australian government, and yet over 16 people have been killed on a beach. So everything I've just said, I've proven it by the Sydney example. Yeah, the rule of law needs muscle. So that's the reality there. So my how do I think should be dealt with? I think mass immigration should be halted. There should be proper screening of people coming into the country. Secondly, the Muslim Brotherhood should be banned in the UK outright. It won't be, because the Labour Party have cushioned up to them. And Muslim Brotherhood finance some of the Labour Party. But the Muslim Brotherhood needs to be banned. There needs to be an investigation into the professors in the universities. And also journalists that are part of the Muslim Brotherhood within the BBC, within the universities. That needs to be investigated. The alliance between the far left and the Islamicists, it needs to be exposed even more, and the dangers of that. There needs to be more documentaries on that and the dangers of that. There needs to be a robust debate on the role of Islam in the UK, and a true look at the scholarship on jihad and exposing it for what it is. And there needs to be a massive pushback. But what will happen is the far left, like a crisis, they will use this crisis to push their agenda, saying, oh, we need to be more unified, we need to be more woke, we need to silence the right, we need to impose digital ID, and they will use it. They love a crisis to use it to get more power. So a serious discussion, a serious political debate is not going to happen in the UK. It's always going to be silenced. It's always going to be squashed. And that's just the way it is. As the brothers have said here, the Home Office and other agencies are captured. And that's the reality of it. So that's my thinking there, folks, on the issue of the Bondi. The West is seriously in free fall. It's seriously collapsing internally, like the Roman Empire, and this is part of the trajectory of that's the trajectory that we're on. The West is collapsing, and this is part of the systemic collapse of the West, I'm afraid. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at is the controversy between Candace Owens and Erika, and I'll just play a clip.
Brooke, mourned as bright light after tragic campus shooting. Tom, what facts, what stories?
And killed. Could you imagine, Tom? You have a daughter in college. Can you imagine that? Like that's their school.
So, question one: what do you think are the chances that this is being recorded by both sides?
Very good question.
What do you think?
Very high.
Let's put it this way: when they come to the meeting, do you think it is agreed on who'll be in the room and that everybody is frisked and go into a room that they feel comfortable knowing nothing is being recorded?
You would hope so. If it's not, if it is being recorded, that's one thing. If not, yes.
Okay.
I'd say everybody.
Who chose the room?
Erika.
If Erika chose the room, Candace can say the room is being recorded because somebody put something in there.
Yep.
Right? So let's just kind of put it on there. Candace can say the room is being recorded because somebody put something in there.
Yep.
Right? So let's just kind of put it on there. But Tom, if you're going into this, are you automatically assuming that the opposing side is recording the conversation?
100%. And then I'm going to take out a phone. I'm going to put it there, and I'm saying, just to make sure that we keep each other, our memories, for the sake of both memories being good, I'm going to record as well. May I?
So would you say it publicly, so it's a known thing, or would you record and not tell?
I would say it publicly. If you're going to have, let's just look at media. If you have a media interview, they're recording it nowadays. They all record it. And I would just say, would you mind if I recorded this so that we both of our memories can be, if we have any confusion, we can go back. And they'll probably say yes. And I hit record and I say, thank you for allowing me to record. We're sitting here on Wednesday, the 15th at 9:00. So I put the date right on it. That's very normal if you're having a media interview and you think maybe there could be an edge to it. So I'm about 100% that they would both be recording and made each.
So excuse me. The context of this is Candace Owens has been spouting off these conspiracy theories, earning a ton of load of money about Charlie Kirk's death, that it was Mossad, that it was this, that it was there. Erika has been lambasted by the media and by social media as well. So they've decided to meet together. And so PBD podcast is meeting to talk about this. That's the context. So I'm going to give you my spin in a minute. We'll just listen to a bit more.
Each other aware.
Okay, so now let's go through the next part. How do you think this meeting is going to go? Do you think the meeting is going to go, and afterwards, all the accusations from both sides are gone? Do you think it stops? Do you think it settles? Do you think it continues?
I'm very, very interested and curious. I think I'm interested to see, is Candace gonna reveal stuff to Erika that she doesn't think that she knows yet? Like if Candace has some stuff that she hasn't revealed yet, and maybe she's like, hey, listen, just to let you know, this person that's in the organization, XYZ. All right. Because I think Erika's angle is gonna be like, hey, listen, this is hurting. You're not helping. She's gonna extend the olive branch. But as we know, guys, Candace's show has to keep going. It has to continue. The drama can't stop. You know what I'm saying? If you go, here's my question. Do you think there's gonna be a clause where they can't speak about anything that happened in the meeting? Do you think Erika is going to say, listen, Candace, we know you have your show, vice versa. None of us can bring out XYZ. You can't bring up this, and this.
Where is the premise that commitment will be kept?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you don't think it's going to happen?
Not only do I not think that premise will be kept, I don't think Candace would agree to that standard.
I agree.
I think she's going to go to George. George's going to say, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
No way we would agree to that on what can be, because no. So to me, who is taking a bigger risk in a meeting, and who is being the leader and taking a calling for the meeting?
Erika's taking a bigger risk.
Eric's taking a bigger risk and being the leader taking a meeting? Erika is.
Yeah, because what does Candace have to lose?
Okay.
Candace is gonna still talk about it on her show.
Okay. So can you go to the Barry Weiss, because you just had that clip up, Rob? Which one is this, Rob?
This is her during the town hall. Barry Weiss asked Erika Kirk about the conspiracy theories regarding Charlie Kirk's death, and she addresses
go for it.
Yet there are a huge number of conspiracy theories, you might call them brain rot, that are spreading right now online about the actual story behind the reality. One, People say that Tyler Robinson was actually a MAGA Republican. Or two, some people say you were actually a Mossad agent sitting in front of me, and you were Charlie's handler, and Israel killed Charlie.
Right.
Other people say that a number of men in the crowd were wearing maroon T-shirts, and this signifies that his killing was an elite airborne operation, whatever that means. They say that the rings on your fingers, which are
My kids'
your
initials,
kids' initials,
my wedding band, the Medal of Freedom, my engagement ring.
but apparently they symbolize some kind of secret plot. There's also a new theory that Egyptian
Yeah, I was
aircraft
gonna
have been
say, don't
tracking
forget about the
you.
Egyptian planes.
What is going on? Why are there so many conspiracies spreading about what seems to be a pretty open and shut case?
This is the first time that we have seen evil on display where we have social media at our fingertips. Something so evil that happened, people are wanting answers immediately. They are wanting to figure out how to wrap their mind around this. Egyptian planes.
Do you, Egyptian
do you
planes. Believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
Because it's too simple. Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together.
Can I say one thing? And this is just,
what are your thoughts here?
and here's
Well, I'll continue in a minute. A couple of things I want to say is Erika is a grieving widow. She's very brave that she's become the head of Turning Point, and she's very brave to be in the media now, trying to answer these things. For her, really, I think that she should just take time out, and but in honor of her husband, she wants to be in the fight. But American politics and politics generally is a very vicious, dirty business, and it's a very murky, dirty business. And if she's the head of Turning Point, she's right in the thick of it. But she's a strong character. But I would say that she needs to take a back seat. She needs to rest. And she needs to, because in honor of her husband, she's there at the forefront, leading Turning Point USA. But I think that she needs to rest. She needs to take time out. She needs to let the grieving process work itself out within her. The second thing I want to say is all the nonsense, all the conspiracy theory that Candace Owens has spewed out, whether it's right or wrong, and all the other conspiracy theory that everybody else has dumped, it's not the right thing to be doing at the moment when the wife is actually grieving. So that, to me, this is a very sorry, dirty business. And I think she should be given the space to get on with what she's doing. But because American politics is so toxic, it's a kind of, it's got to the point where, when there was the Rwanda massacre and the Hutus and the Tutsis, they were calling each other cockroaches. It's got to that kind of state in American politics where each side is calling each other unbelievable, disgusting words, which dehumanizes your opponent. And so she's in the midst of all that. And then on the midst of all that, people are grifting. They are using that for their own benefits. And so whether Candace Owens is right or not, it's making her company more popular. It's making her company earn a lot of money. But I think it's not wise. I think it's not fair at the moment. I think there's a time and a place, but now is not the time. Now is not the place. Now you can say, well, Erika shouldn't be in the forefront of American politics, but you can understand she's trying to be faithful to her husband and continue his legacy. And I think that she deserves to be treated with kid gloves at the moment. But she's not going to get that. She's just going to get brutality and people trying to exploit these conspiracies. However true some might be, however untrue they might be, people are going to exploit those. So, some of the words that continue here, I don't think is wise. Like, I like the PBD podcast. I love these guys. I really, really love these guys. All of them. I really, really love them. But some of the things that I said in a minute did go off beam, and I do think one of the podcasters does pull it back.
Here's my thing. God, like, I pray for her. We pray for their kids. No joke. I pray for them all the time. And there's one thing, because she's getting a lot of flack with Bubba. You're doing town halls on CBS, which, by the way, Rob, the guy that was asking Charlie the question before Charlie got shot, right when he got shot, that guy went up there, and what a crappy hit piece that he did.
I haven't.
Did you see what this guy did?
No, what happened?
You know the guy that was asking Charlie the question about the shooting and the mass shooting and whatever?
Yeah.
Why would CBS? Because, by the way, I heard allegedly they all knew all the questions. They knew what they were going to ask. This guy is a complete liberal lefty. Look at what he goes up and asks a widow of the guy that you were asking a question when her husband was shot. Go ahead.
Hi there. Erika, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your calls for peace and unity. And I'm likewise horrified by the people in my so-called camp who were cheering about Charlie's murder. I believe that they stoke the flames of violence.
Ready?
But even worse is when powerful, influential people on either side of the aisle stoke the flames.
Shifting.
When they do it, the flames can become an inferno.
He's going to Trump.
And this leads me to Donald Trump, the
Look.
most powerful and influential person on earth, who has more responsibility than anyone else to put the flames out.
I think Barry has
Just
to do
last
that.
month,
But
President Trump called on 6 Democratic lawmakers to be tried for sedition.
So, me, this guy in the jumper is a bit of a scumbag. You're talking to a widow. There's no grace there. It's all about cockroaches, the Rwanda stuff. It's all about demonizing your opponents. And you're using a woman's grief to do that, you know. Just back off. Leave her in peace, for goodness sake.
Which he clarified was punishable by death. He then reposted a simple message. Hang them. I think that you've been making strides to bring peace to our country, and that turning point has been asking Democrats
So you can
to
stop it
decry
right, and then he goes on, Pat, to add, like, condemn. The conversation is about this, about, you know, conspiracies and all that stuff. And you're going to bring the guy that was asking her husband a question to try to condemn Trump. They can't help themselves to make it about Trump. But the people that are like, you know, leave Erika alone. And I just want to say something. When you're in front of a camera all the time, you have to know, if you don't want the heat, stay out of the kitchen. This is 2025. People are going to judge. Look at us. I work for Mossad, Tom's whatever, Qatar. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. But at some point, it's like people are analyzing this, and it's the talking, the looking up to heaven. It's like, and by the way, if you're going to cry all the time, with all due respect, take your makeup off. Take your makeup.
I think you're a bit. I think I love this guy, but I think he's being a bit hard on Erika. Where's the compassion? Yeah, all right, there's heat, but she's a grieving woman, and there should be some respect there. Whatever the, you know, there has to be some dignity in political discourse. If there isn't any dignity, then you're in the jungle, and you end up going to have civil war. So if American society and the geopolitical discussion there within American society, if they can't treat a widow with respect, either side, or any social media outlets, if they can't treat her with respect, and they've got to demonize her or they've got to take her down, it says more about them and political discourse in America than it does about her.
Off, and it's like, if you don't want it, stay away from the camera.
No, you're wrong, mate.
And I get it. You went from the wife, now you're the CEO and the chair. Like, that's a huge jump. And I just have one question, Tom. Real talk, Pat. And you guys are bosses.
No, I love you, bro. I love you, bro. But you've just gone off Paul. I love you to bits, mate. But you lost it here,
you guys
mate.
know what the hell? Can someone's wife just out of nowhere just become a CEO and know how to run a company of this magnitude? This is, by the way, this isn't a rinky-dink mom and pop shop.
She's grieving, man. and it was the board of directors that made her the CEO. But that's irrelevant. She's grieving. It's not a time for bringing stuff like this. I love this guy, but it's just he lost it here.
This is turning point.
They voted for her, buddy.
They voted for her.
Yeah.
What does she know about being a CEO of a company?
Well,
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Oh man, she was voted in. Oh, come on, man. I love you, but
board of directors be able to make that decision?
Adam, I have no idea. All I'm
know.
saying is the wife. That's like Michelle Obama. Like everybody's like, Michelle's the best. She was the wife.
Keep your mouth shut. She's a grieving woman. Where's the respect? Oh man, I don't understand American politics sometimes. I have to say, I love all these guys. I really admire these guys, but it's not good.
Of the president. She didn't do anything. She didn't accomplish anything. He's the president. He was the president.
I think we're losing sight of this
Amen.
Conversation.
Yeah, amen.
So,
amen.
Candace Owens is meeting with Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk is meeting with Candace. Why? Why are they meeting? What does Erika owe Candace? What does Candace owe Erika? That's the question I have.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they're meeting is because Erika wants to go confront Candace and be like, you're freaking lying about everything. And you've said publicly, Miss Owens, that if I wanted you to stop, you would stop. But you didn't stop. You kept going. You kept pushing. So she's being labeled as fake, as a paid actor. How many of you people out there have had your significant other murdered in front of you, in front of everybody, and you've had to deal with the public discourse and condemnation and judgment, and you had to show up on screen, look your best, act your best, defend your husband, defend your company, and you had to keep it together? What have you done with your life? So all the people that are condemning Erika Kirk, F you. At the very least, she is the wife of a murdered man. And now the fatherless wife of 2 kids. So I have a special rule when it comes to people who have been murdered or killed. Don't make an enemy of their wife or significant other. That's very basic. That's just sort of basic stuff. Don't start attacking the widow. Huh. In fact, and I very rarely quote the Torah, but my friend Rabbi Bunny sent me this. He said, you should know this. The Torah says this: you shall not afflict any widow or orphan child. If you afflict them in any way, and they cry to me, I will surely hear their cry. And my anger shall burn hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children.
Amen. Amen. There we are, folks. There we are. So I just wanna show you my Twitter. If you go to Twitter, I'm back on my Twitter. I lost it a bit, but I'm back on it now. You go there, you can see the posting of the Charlie Kirk book, pictures of it. That's just come out. It's just a nice biography. Make a nice Christmas present. And you can go on Lulu and you can get my biography. You can get you get the PDF there on Lulu. You can get the hardback, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So there's the hardback. And on Lulu Publishing with Charlie Kirk, you can also get the paperback. There on Lulu Publishing. And I'm not looking too good, folks. I've been ill today, I've been coughing, but I'm going to show you something. So forgive me if I don't look too fantastic. I don't look too good, but it came in the post. This is the first copy, so you can order your copy of the Charlie Kirk biography. It's a comprehensive biography. It was a bestseller on Amazon. It was earning £1,000 a week, and then Amazon took it off after 3 weeks. Took it off, gave no reason, and silenced me, and then took all my other books off for no reason. And they destroyed my free speech. They destroyed my income. And anyhow, I've gone on Lulu. I put it on Lulu Publishing, so you can get it on Lulu. It's got a back here. It says, and it's no exaggeration. It's true. Jason Burns is a best-selling writer. He has been a missionary in Ghana 8 years, married to Dory. He's well known around the world as a Christian apologist, having debated many famous religious and secular leaders, which is true. I've debated Aaron Ra, I've debated Mohammed Ijab, people like that. He's a defender of speech. You'll learn about the powerful impact of Charlie Kirk. The book has shaken up the political world. Many of the left wanting to ban this biography. They banned it on Amazon, completely obliterated me and silenced me. And I believe, the Carol service at Tommy Robinson Carol service, I wrote a book in 2018 called Tommy Robinson, The Coming Civil War. And it was showing the fall of Britain and the importance of Christianity. And I did a number of other books, and I believe that those books had a massive influence behind the Patriot movement. And I think that Amazon, when this went viral on Amazon, I think they tracked, I became on their radar, and they thought, we've got to silence this guy. So please get a copy. It would make a great Christmas present. That's there. You can see the book there. It's a special edition. It's got an extra chapter than the last one. You've got all the topics there. You've got faith, national policy, radio, tour, conspiracy theories, race, abortion, climate change, pro-Trump, COVID-19. You've got all these chapters in it. It's high quality print, and there's a nice bibliography. It covers everything, comprehensive, and it's objective. It looks at the good side, the bad side, so whichever political spectrum. So it didn't need to be banned. And then there's appendix at the back are looking at Charlie Kirk's view on Islam and other topics. It's easy read. Get yourself a copy, or buy someone a copy. Make a nice Christmas present. You can get it in hardback. You can get it in paperback. You can get it in just a PDF. Okay, so please, there we are. Okay, links are under the video there. So that's the scandal of Amazon. Amazon do silence people. They do steal people's royalties. And it's not just me. They've done it to hundreds, thousands of people. They steal people's royalties. That's what they do. So I'm going to go. I'm not well, so I'll just go off here. I don't want you seeing my coughing. So I love you all. And take care, and have a lovely Christmas. Just to say, just a few prayers. Pray for a chap called Russell. I've known him for many, many years. He has cancer. He's been told he's only got a few months to live. He's really, really struggling. So please pray for him. Also, I think we'll be going to have an interview of a Presbyterian reform guy, a friend of mine, Nigel. We'll be talking theology and stuff like that. Speaker's Corner review maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not well enough to be doing a podcast really, but I was so delighted that this came in the post, my first copy, and you can order this book at Lulu Publishing, which is a link underneath. I wanted to get this out and people to see it, and it's a great cover. It's so quality, and it's well researched, and you'll find it a real blessing. All right, I'm gonna go. So pray for Russell, please. 9, God bless you. Teddy, God bless you, and everybody else, God bless you. And Lucas, God bless you, and take care. God bless. Bye.